Terre di Cariano, Amarone della Valpolicella Riserva 2015, Cecilia Beretta. I basically read the label, which says it all. What it doesn't say is that this winery, this farm, was purchased, 14 hectares more or less, was purchased by the Pasqua family at the beginning of the 80s to produce wines that were, in a way, the mirror of traditions in Valpolicella. Valpolicella, you all know, is a region, is like a beautiful amphitheater where you have the Lake Garda, of course, making everything Mediterranean, despite the fact that we are quite high in terms of latitude, and we have the Monti Lessini pre-Alps situation, so quite mountainy situation, and yet very Mediterranean style wines can be produced. Soils. This part of the valley of San Pietro in Cariano is a little bit at the bottom end, so you have some alluvial soils, some pebbles, but still, make no mistake, there is at least 28% of active calcareous matrix, which gives the wine this sapidity. Amarone della Valpolicella, you all know, Corvina, Corvinone, Molinara, Corvina 60% here, Corvinone 5%, and then we have Rondinella 25%, and then we have a little bit of Croatina and Oseleta. A little bit of Oseleta, because Oseleta is like big and bold, and you have to be cautious. These grapes are going to be harvested and they go for 3 months of drying process in order to make Amarone properly. At the end of this incredible process, when the grapes are resisting the noble rocks to attack and they're developing a lot of aromatics, not just the reduction of the water and concentration of the sugars, which a lot of people talk about, but it's mainly about concentration of tannins, of acidity. This wine goes to 6.3 grams per liter. So the sugar is important, it's 9 grams per liter, but you have an incredible, you have an acidity of white wines. That's one of the secrets of great Amarone della Valpolicella. We are in March. The drying process is over, the wine is going to be drawn off the vats, and the fermentation process kicks off. So now you have the fermentation process. A little bit of the malolactic fermentation starts in the inox vats, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be possible to carry on once the alcohol goes over 15%, but a little percentage will be done in tonneau. Because as a matter of fact, now in November time, there will be 70% of the wine that is going to be going into French barrique, but also a little bit of the percentage, like 2-3%, in the traditional cherry Italian botti. Only 6 months on the cherry botti, because otherwise it's going to be getting too oxidized, and the cherry adds up some Morello cherry flavors, and it's a traditional factor for the Cecilia Beretta idea of Amarone della Valpolicella. 30%, as I mentioned, of tonneau. Now my mouth is getting dry. I am about to go for the taste of this wine. On the nose, those Morello cherries are all screaming out the glass. There is a lot of Mediterranean herbs, balsamic action, but saying balsamic could be a little bit generic. I think in this case it's all about the menthol, tea tree oil, peppermint, and together with it, there is another vein of tobacco, of coffee, ground coffee, and dark chocolate. On the palate, the wine is still delivering that black-driven fruit. Actually, the black cherries, the prunes, on the palate for sure. You have so much acidity that you're chewing a lot of fruit, even some red fruit actually, but this is the acidity of a little bit of mallow left to make everything brighter and more vertical. And for sure, like some of the greatest wines in the planet, this is one of the secrets also of a longer aging on the shelves. Key factors is the vintage, of course. Last but not least, as they say, because 2015 in Valpolicella was a little bit of a perfect vintage for reds. Maybe not for the whites, because it was really hot, really hot days, but cool nights, above all in the Valpolicella Classica, always cool nights, and the rain at the right time. So lots of excursions in terms of temperature, and as a result, you have a very classy wine, which is released now. So 2015 is already like 6 years old. It's very fresh, very bright fruit. What else? I think I just need a friend to finish off this bottle with. How about you? You want to be you?